You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? What is the what is the problem with this thing, man? Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Yeah,
me now?
that's
Okay.
fine.
I think my Bluetooth was
Yes.
connected. I'm sorry. It didn't show it was. Okay. So
So David is more interested in
I was
each,
listening to you
like
though. Yeah, I was listening though.
not for credit cards, debit cards, but yeah, e-check points. Okay, Scott. So we have other options too. We
Wait a
have
second. Wait a
this
second. Wait a
e-check
second.
processing
Hang on a second.
which
So
is our in-house processing.
all right, hang on a second. Let's slow it down a little bit. So you said that we have options to take credit card and checking accounts, and I think your junior rep here that said he's 6 months in, he said that you guys want to use e-checks because of some type of risk. Was that right? Can you explain that in more detail? Why I wouldn't take credit cards?
He's asking about verification, like about the chargebacks and all.
Oh, I don't. I'm not going to have anyone
Okay, I will
charged
explain you.
back,
I will
but
explain you
but
everything.
my problem is I need to take moto payments. We can cut to the chase. I need to key payments in, card not present most likely, and I can do an invoice over
Right.
email or whatever. But they're going to be for digital products or like consulting and coaching and services rendered. And so I know a lot of times that places me in a high risk category, and I don't want you guys to hold my money up. But I do want to take payments and also have my clients that I'm teaching do this take payments as well.
Yeah. So you can do everything.
Like
Whatever you need, like
I've
you will
used
be able to
Stripe.
do with our system.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and I'll be quiet after this. But to answer your question, I've used Stripe. I've used Wave.com. I put like 60 grand a month through Wave.com. I put probably around 100 through Stripe. But I also know that Stripe is particular about things like that. Different types of businesses and coaching is kind of and consulting is kind of on their gray line. I'd really like to have a relationship where the underwriting is done up front. Do you guys underwrite my account up front based on risk, or how does the onboarding process work?
We do.
Okay.
We do everything upfront before we get your account approved. Your application goes through the underwriting process, right? If everything looks good, if everything is fine with the business model and everything, then only we get your account approved. And
Okay.
it is also depends on the risk factor, right?
Right.
Since you mentioned there are low risk, high risk, so that's why the application has to go through the underwriting process for that purpose.
Right. Okay. So you guys. So basically, the next steps would be for you all, and you can tell me about your referral program and all that later once we can establish my account. And so because
Sure.
I want to practice what I preach, so I would like to take a look at it, and then would next steps be to complete an application and do some type of credit inquiry, or how would I explain it to my students of what's going to happen after this phone call if they were to sign up with you?
Okay, so what is going to happen after this phone call is Sean is going to send you an email with a list of documents, right? We need few documents from you to support the check application and whatsoever. So you're not going to fill any application yourself. We take care of everything. You just need to send us all the documents that are required for the application. And from there we'll go, as soon as we receive the documents from you, we'll fill out the application and we'll submit it to the underwriting process, right? So your application will undergo underwriting process for at least like 24 hours.
Okay.
And if everything goes well, then the next day the account will be approved. So once the account is approved, you're going to receive an email along with the login access. As soon as you get the login access, then if you want a training, if you want a demo of the system, then one of us can hop on a call with you and ride you through the system. And once they're all set, then you're good to go from there. We can start processing the data that you like.
Okay, so the next steps would be I'm going to complete, or you're going to send me a one sheet basically that says all of the documents I need to present to you. So those would be things like my last 3 months bank statements, articles of incorporation, my EIN documents, or what exactly is required, and are they going to do a credit inquiry or any other steps in underwriting? Because I want to make sure that are they going to check if my telephone number is public, my business address, my website has terms of service on it? Can you just give me a rundown and make sure I will present well?
Okay, so everything is required. Do you have your website up and running for your consulting business?
Yeah, I have a 1 year established LLC, a single member, and I've got trade lines on it and stuff like that, and I've got a public number. But what I'm concerned about, I don't really have a web presence yet because I've been doing it dude, I've got clients for like the last 10 years, and I'm just now starting to set up a website because it's just hand to hand combat like you and I are doing right now. So I'm concerned if I put a brand new site up, what's underwriting going to say about that?
Okay, so see, if you do not have any website, right? So obviously the underwriting team will ask,
Okay.
does this guy have a website or not, right? So we'll have to tell them that you're doing your business like word of mouth. You do not have your website up and running as yet, but you're in the process to launch your website pretty soon. And the underwriting team might call you as well for the same thing. And if they do so, then you can just explain them how you're doing your business, how you're marketing your business, basically.
Okay. All right. And the last question was: is it a business or is it a personal credit inquiry to open the account? Like background checks or anything?
What happens is obviously if you're applying for credit card processing, then there will be a soft pull of the credit just to make sure that your credit score is good and you have a good background and everything.
Right.
And that happens in the credit card processing, and obviously all the processing company out there, the big ones, does that.
Yeah. I just wanted to be clear about that. And then the other thing was, am I personally guaranteeing the like any debt or risk that would potentially, like if you're doing a soft hit? So I'm guessing you're going to use my social security number for that. So would I be personally liable for any activity on the account?
I didn't get you. What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, like, will I be, for example, when I opened up a credit card with Capital One on this EIN number, I didn't have to personally guarantee the debt, and the difference is that if, let's say there's a chargeback for some freaking reason, okay, and let's say it's $20,000 chargeback, and I say, I'm going to Cancun, Mexico, screw you guys. Are you guys going to sue me personally, or will you just sue my business?
Because the account is going to be approved under your business name. So whatever happens, that comes under your business only.
Okay, and you have some agreements that you're going to email over to me so I can fill this out. You'll send it to underwriting, and then you'll call me back or text me or something and say, here's your logins, underwriting may follow up with me or something like that about my businesses. And I've got websites up, but it's just not like a primary one for this. I can show them a store and all that stuff. So,
so the application contains everything, right? Your personal number, your business number, and each and every other information the application is contained, right? So we'll fill out everything, and it goes through the underwriting process. And if required, if underwriting wants to talk to you or wants to get more information from you, then they will call you directly. And if they ask you something, then you ask them. And so this is how it goes.
Okay, and I guess I'm still not really clear because you said that I'm not going to give a personal guarantee for this, but they are going to do a soft pull on my personal credit. I don't know if this is maybe a question for underwriting, but that's a big distinction I have to be clear about.
I mean, see, soft pull is sometimes they pull the credit, sometimes they don't, right? So it's not necessary they're going to check your credit or not.
Well, I mean, like at Capital One. Like at Capital One, though, they didn't even, like at Capital One, for example, when I opened up a credit card under my business name, I wasn't even interested in giving them my social to start with because, I didn't want anything on my social because it's business guaranteed because I've got a Paydex score and a Dun & Bradstreet number. Now, I understand if you're using the social to see my credit worthiness is like a user, like a primary user considering I'm, a single member LLC. But I also want to be 100% clear that I couldn't move forward if you guys are going to make me personally guarantee any debt. I don't expect to have any, but that's one of the conditions I have to do business. I don't want to personally guarantee anything because I've got family and all that stuff. What if I have a $50,000 debt and you come take my house or something? I don't want nothing to do with that.
Why that would happen?
Huh? Why would it happen? Oh man, I've seen a lot of weird. I've seen a lot of weird stuff with chargebacks. There's a lot of weird. There's a reason that I'm in high risk business, right? Because there was risk involved. I could have Joe Schmo, which I've had in the past happen before, come down.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. So what happens is, all these companies, Stripe, PayPal, and then Square, they're an aggregate account. They don't provide you traditional merchant account. They're offering you traditional merchant account. So when you apply for a traditional merchant account, what happens is, there are processing companies, right? Some processing companies handle the high risk companies, and some processing company handles the low risk companies. To be honest, right?
That's true.
And if your business falls under high risk, and if the processing company feels risky about your business, then they're not going to deny you. They're not going to decline you, right? They will board your business, but they will keep some cap, they will keep some reserve based upon your business model and the volume you're going to grow.
Gotcha.
So
I
this
understand that.
Follows. I mean, this is what happens with the companies.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe it's a question I could get a more clear answer from underwriting, because that still doesn't answer. I need to know if I'm personally guaranteeing any debt, but I can get clarity on that, because I need to know for my, just for my um, my information. I mean, that would be stupid. It's like getting married to somebody and them having, issues that you didn't ask about. I need to know if I'm personally or if my business guarantees it, just for my own risk information. I need a more clear answer on that before I move forward, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to stop me from moving forward, though, because it's a condition I have. I can't personally guarantee the debt.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. David, Scott's asking about chargebacks and he's very concerned regarding his business. So I believe that e-checks would be a great option for him. Like we can invite him. E-check would be a great option. But he's more likely looking for like credit card processing, I think.
Well,
if it's okay for e-check,
I'm taking wire. Yeah, I mean, I take wires right now without problem, and like I can take a wire, and there's easy services for that to do that. Or just take a freaking wire, But on the other hand, it would be. I'm not even really super interested in taking credit cards after I had learned all about their chargeback procedures. Like they can charge back on you a year later for no reason, and then you've got to provide this bulletproof evidence from 9 months ago about the visit they had. So I'm a lot more selective about the clients that I take on now. But on the other hand, if you guys can validate an e-check where it shows in my system, for example, like Plaid or whatever, I don't know how all that works, Stripe does or whatever, but if it says it's a good checking account with that amount in there, that it could give me some more intel on the transaction. That might be helpful instead of sending them on their way on the phone and saying, send me a wire later and I'll call you back,
Okay, so I'll answer that question. What happens is in our e-check portal, obviously you will get a verification along with it. So verification helps you to know if the customer account is in a good standing or not, right? I mean, there is no such tool in the U.S. or in the market that tells you, okay, this customer has this much money available in their account. Because bank will never share such data, right? Bank can only share few data to the verification company. Okay, this account is in a good standing and transaction is happening on this account frequently in the past few weeks.
Got it. It can just give them all the checks and stuff. So it'll give me some type of insight though.
Exactly. Yeah. So the verification we use is one of the topmost verification company out there, right? It tells you, it gives information. I mean, it gives you real-time verification response. If the account is in a good standing, bad standing, whatsoever, right? If the customer bank account is pretty small, does not really participate in the new banking technology, it also gives you that data, right? So you get all this information upfront before a check being deposited to your account.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think e-check would be a better option for you, but again, just to be clear that there is chargeback return in e-check also. Sean,
I understand. I'm clear on that. I'm very clear. I'm clear. I'm clear, guys. I'm clear on the chargeback thing. I just wanted to understand about you holding my merchant account. Considering that the product is a coaching and consulting, I am very selective about the intake of my clients as of like 2 years ago, probably. So I haven't had a single chargeback in I don't know how many years, but I'm just thinking for my students that are learning how to, build their businesses. I don't want them to get in a situation where, they say, oh, all your money's held. And I say, well, I recommended these guys. So now I got to figure out a way to help them. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess y'all can just email me the info, the application, or maybe send me a demo or something on the e-check thing or some screenshots that show how it works so I can sign up for it. And then I'll take a roll on it. And then I will love to talk to you again about recommending it. And I'll send it to my folks.
Okay, Scott, so I'll be sending you an email with all the documents required, and I'll also send you a video, like how the e-check works.
Okay, so I can see what it looks like and stuff. Hey, that'll be perfect.
Yeah,
okay, so you will send me now a video of how it works with the application. I will take a look at that and respond to you with the application filled out, and then underwriting is going to do their thing or whatever they do, and then once we set it up, we can schedule another call for monetizing my recommendations to you.
No, actually, the video is about how our each dashboard works, like how does it look and how it works.
You said you're going to send that to me?
Like, so the video is all about, like,
yeah,
the video is kind of like tells you, okay, it gives you a glimpse, right?
Yeah. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Like how to use it and what type is for what purpose. So you get to know all this once you watch that video.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks for your time this morning, and you've got my phone number. You know I answer the phone. Let's figure out a way to do business. Thank you for your call.
It was a pleasure, Scott. Have a good day.
All right. Talk to you later. All right. Well, I'll say this: you shouldn't ever not answer the phone, and sometimes that gets me into muddy waters with various things. But this is a merchant account, guys, that cold called me, and I always give everybody an opportunity because it just so happens I am always adding to my list of merchant account providers, right? Merchant accounts. If you're doing consulting, coaching, anything high ticket, hell, if you're selling anything, I don't care if it's on the Facebook Marketplace, you should have a lot of merchant accounts. Lots of ways to receive money. It could be Apple Pay, PayPal, Stripe, waveapps.com, for all these smaller ones. The difference in those and the bank I was just talking to is that Stripe and most of these others like Square and so forth, they do the underwriting after you create an account and take your first, whatever their threshold is to audit it. So they're going to approve your account and let you take payments, and then maybe your first payment is a $2,000 consulting payment, right? Whoops, am I calling someone? Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So let's say your payment is, let's say let's say that you finally got a freaking client because you haven't signed up a client. Hey man, I butt dialed you. I didn't mean to do that.
No problem.
Okay.
I got a call from you.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all make it a great day, okay?
You do, man.
All right,
Bye.
All right. So anyway, they cold called me. The difference in a standard bank, like let's say that you want to go to Bank of America or these guys, I don't even know what bank they're underwrites them. They're surely selling something on top of a bank's offer, but if you go to one of those banks, they do the underwriting before you take your first transaction. So they'll analyze a lot of different things, like if your business telephone number is public record, if your business address is a commercially available public record, all these things that you need to send out signals for them to pick up on. So if you have started a business and you don't have an EIN number, or you do, and you don't have a freaking telephone number for your business line, or you do, and you don't have a business address that's not your home address or your USPS box, or you don't have a terms of service or refund agreement, payment processing agreement in your client agreements or on your website, you're not able to be found on Google. All of these things, I don't care if you've even registered a business number, if you haven't updated the 411 information because you're thinking about the banks, they're looking you up, they're doing a quick background check, right? So if I was going to let you run credit cards through my bank and I can't find a website for you and I can't have a reasonable discussion with you about it because you don't answer the phone and you don't have a business number, and 411 says you just opened up 2 years ago, no lines of credit, no Paydex score, no Dun & Bradstreet number, no revenue reported in your freaking public record and stuff like that. There's no way I'm going to let you do business with us, okay? I mean, that just sorts out the fucking people that weren't serious about it. If you weren't serious enough to learn what the banks look for by how do you do that, you fucking ask them. You get down with these guys, and I'll make a fucking list for you guys of exactly what you need. But if you haven't taken the time to be curious about the conditions that your vendors are looking for when you do business, then you're not in control of your company at all. And you're probably not a good fit to even talk to me, to be honest. I'm just being straight up. But if you've kind of had an idea that you need to get your mind wrapped around this and get some control over opening a credit card in your business name, I opened this particular one that we're talking about. I think it was February of last year, 2 years ago, a year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. I don't know. I've got a bunch of them, but this particular one just matured enough that I was able to open up a $2,000 line of credit with Capital One without giving them a personal guarantee, which on a credit card, which is freaking amazing, right? Um, I can show it to you on the internet if you don't believe me, but hopefully you believe me. I can get a $2,000 business credit card. But all the work that went into that credit card was very focused and very intent. Had lots of intent over the last 18 months or whatever it took. So I started out by establishing a business address, a business telephone number, establishing, of course, an EIN number, registering my single member LLC in the state, getting a business license, which you don't necessarily need, but just sending out a bunch of flags to anyone that's going to be looking up this business that says these guys are legit, right? They did everything. Got articles of organization done correctly. I've got 3 business checking accounts and 3 business savings accounts that are reported. I have a Paydex score, Paydex. It's like your personal credit score. So I've got a Paydex account and score. I also have 3 trade lines, and I got those when I was brand new. I just got the LLC registered. I opened up 3 trade lines in the next 2 weeks, and I'll show you how to do that if you're interested. So I did that first, and then I think one was $1,000 at Uline, and some other ones I can tell you about. So I did that, and then I reported my revenue to some places that will flag it to the bank that I'm making a certain amount of money per year, have this many employees, and just really took care of my what you would call, I guess, brand, right, for business use. So if somebody were to go do a background check on this business,
log in. Please log in to continue. Scott Smith.
Stop it. Shut up. So if somebody were to, if the bank that I opened up an account with here, I've had a regional account and 2 national accounts for checking. One of them has a $50,000 per day limit. The others are like, I don't know, 100,000 or something like that. No transaction limits, and can take checks, wires, all that stuff. So when I went to go open those accounts, what do you think that the banker asked me for? He said, how long have you been in business? He said, what type of business do you do, right? And if you don't stop and think about that for a second, there's a reason for every question a banker is going to ask you. They don't want to sit around and talk about bullshit about your business. They don't care, right? They don't care. They're not trying to size you up to see if you're worth anything. They really don't give a shit, okay? What they want to know, to the best of my knowledge and my experience and being on the other side of it, I've never been a banker, but from what I understand, at least in working in business, is that they want to understand what your business is classified as. So that's like when you go register your LLC. If it's a agriculture business, then the government gives you this code. If it's a consulting business, the government gives you this code. If it's selling mugs out of a retail store, they say retailer ceramics. They give you this code, right? And this coding system tells a lot of other vendors and other, anyone else out there that wants to go look up your codes, what type of business that you're doing, if it's a advertising agency or if it's an investigative journalist, right? And because the state keeps a tally of how many of these type of businesses are in their state, they have licensing and all of that good stuff, whatever they keep tabs on, right? So anyway, let's say that you just open up your LLC, or you went and got your EIN number and you weren't paying attention, and you said, I'm setting up my business as an e-commerce store. And then 6 months down the line, you've got your EIN number in hand. You've got your articles of organization set up. You've got your LLC registered with the state, and they've approved your name and everything. All your documents you need to go to the bank with, right? To open up your business checking account, proof of residence. You've got 2 bills printed out that show utilities at your business address and all that good stuff. Your driver's license that's in the same state. All your big boy documents. So you get to the banker and you forgot that, or you weren't paying attention, or maybe somebody on the internet set it up for you and it was like e-commerce store. So you're sitting there and they run all your information in and they say, okay, well, you are a e-commerce store that sells vapor products and those are against our policy, or you are a business-to-business consultant that doesn't sell physical products, and that is not that's not allowed in our bank. So you're not going to be able to do business here. You can't even open up a checking account if you're a consultant. So there are a list of banks, that national and regional, that will work with business coaches, business consultants, any other type of service-based businesses that are going to deliver their product through the internet, or if they're going to deliver it through a service they render, or if they're going to sell it before they deliver it, because those type of businesses are generally more high risk for the bank to take on than say you're down, I don't know, anything on freaking, let's say Walmart, right? If Walmart called you right now and they said we're going to use you for our merchant accounts for all of our payment processing, you'd say, yes, sir, Mr. Sam Walton, that's dead. I'm going to find a merchant account because that's a lot of fucking money. You'd probably quit your job or whatever your career is to do that. if you were surely going to give you the business, right? So Walmart can go get an account at pretty much any bank they want to, right? You, on the other hand, that opened up 6 months ago, that has their home address as their freaking registered business address, their cell phone the same as their business phone number, and when they look up public record, it's registered in your wife's name, and who knows, the caller ID shows Nancy or whatever, right? Instead of Commercial Lines Industries, okay? So that banker looks at all this info and he goes, couple things, right? There are some conditions that the bank can't take, and then there are some conditions that are questionable, like you don't have a phone number that's not listed in your wife's name or whatever it is, right? You don't have a business address. Where do people come to see you at if they have a problem, right? You don't have a refund policy on your website, okay? You guys, a lot of you guys don't know this. You can be shut down and have all your funds held in reserves on Stripe just because you don't have a refund policy published on your website, okay? They can even absolutely decline your processing account if you don't have a refund policy or terms of service linked on the footer of your website. Just like Facebook ads will close your shit down if you don't have a terms of service on your landing pages, right? So there are all these things that you need to think about. So you get your business checking, you get your trade lines. Once you open up your first business checking account and you really take the time to pay attention to what's going on, it's not that difficult after that. You keep in your briefcase or wherever your file is, your mobile file, keep your 4 documents that you need to open up a checking account or do business, which are essentially a one sheet that shows your lines of credit, your articles of organization, your EIN letter, proof of checking and savings accounts at least 2 banks, national and regional, is nice to have. Proof of residence of your personal address, as well as your proof of business address. That would be a utility bill or a credit card statement, debit card, checking account. When you open up those checking accounts, have them sent to your office address. And if you don't have one, send me a message. I'll help you out. It's a big difference to a fucking big baller when he goes to look you up and he's like, this guy's got a UPS box or he's got an office address, a virtual office address even. If you guys need a business address, talk to my girl, Carolyn. Carolyn will hook you up with a virtual business address she can add amenities to it like phone answering service, I think. She'll let you come up there and even take pictures in her front office. It's a freaking beautiful building that they use. So you can go up there, collect your mail, have it forwarded, register your domains correctly. So that way you've got public record at your business address, and then, do business from home and be fine by it. You want to show the right flag. So not to go on a warpath about merchant processing, but it is kind of a hot topic, especially for coaches, consultants, and, agency founders. It's a big deal when you have 50 grand in the bank and then they freeze your accounts. Just ask me. Okay. All right. Moving on to what we actually started the stream for, which was to help Joseph Houseworth with his freaking ChatGPT funnel. And in helping him, I'm going to help myself too, because I don't necessarily have a client intake process published on the web right now at all. And I need to fix that. So this is Joseph Offer here. And we used ChatGPT last night to create this. Go over to www.stan.store, STAN, /Scott Smith with 1 T, or just go to www.scot.agency like you see in that field right there. Go there and it'll forward you. The one downside to Stan Store that I'm finding right now, there's a couple, but the one major one just in public facing is that this banner on the bottom, I do get an affiliate commission for that, but I have a paid account and I think I paid $30 a month for this or something. And they will not, even though I've got it set as removed, they won't take it off. And I don't mind taking affiliate commissions, but I don't necessarily want this being displayed on the training and stuff. I don't really mind advertising for the company. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you cannot use a custom URL and without doing like a 301 or whatever domain for it. So I've got Scot.agency set up in Google Domains to forward over to stan.store /Scott Smith. So it's not really ideal. You could technically put it in a frame and just, keep your title and stuff the same, but it's a bunch of hullabaloo. I do have subfolder forwarding set up there as well for right now until if I decide on a different platform, but this looks all right so far. So that way, if I go to scot.agency / blah, 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 it will forward to the corresponding stan.store / Scott Smith / blah, blah, blah. If that's making sense to you advanced guys out there. Super duper advanced, right? All right, so this is the offer that we're working on for Joseph. And we had ChatGPT use our custom instructions and some prompts to write us a nice little simple, now I don't know if it converts or not because we haven't published it yet, but landing page, and then an offer page like this where you can just squeeze, right? You want to have an offer page set up somewhere where it's easy for you to edit it. This is, you can go on my site at scot.agency, just type that in, agency instead of .com, www.scotwith1t.agency, and look at this. And then at the bottom, you can click the 14-day trial. That's what I'm on right now, but I think I'm paying it now. So Stan Store lets you freaking make these little landing pages pretty quick. I like it. I like you can take payments, set up little funnels. It's a very simple system, but it's complex enough to do some business, all right? I made an image for the product. It says fly with AI custom instructions, and then the title, get my copy and paste ChatGPT custom instructions. That's the character limit that I hit there. Use logic from the world's top paid agencies, coaches, independent consultants, and studio managers. And don't ask what a studio manager is. That's for after hours discussion only. All right, so we're going to go over to our funnel page here. Actually, I'm going to grab the copy for the landing page first, okay? So we already have the landing page copy, and you're going to see how this is all put together here in a second. There are really only a couple of items that you need to start doing business on the internet, and I'm afraid that most of you have not published these items yet, including myself, because we're afraid of being successful, because we know we're going to be successful, in that we will get a response if we put up a fucking page that says, put your email in here to get the thing that you wanted, and then we post it on our Facebook. We pretty much know at least one person is going to go on that link that's in our social networks, and they're going to put their email in or their phone number, and then we're like, okay, shit. Then what do we do next, right? And so that's a lot of times what's stopping us, because we're not clear in our process. So we don't know the process from taking a cold lead and stepping them up to a buyer and then fulfilling it. And we may think we do, but in reality, we're not able to commit to one because maybe we're just getting referrals by word of mouth right now, or it's just kind of hacked together. So what I want you to do, and what I would love to challenge you guys to do, if you're listening right now, whoever this is, crazy motherfucker, what I'd like you to do is be challenged by me to publish at least a page on the Stan Store. Go to www.scotwith1t.agency and click the link at the bottom. I get some type of commission for it if you pay later. All right. So, but my point is, you could use Gumroad too. It's www.gumroad.co. I've got a store up over there too, and some others that I was testing. But there's tons of them, tons of these things, Sellfy and all this bullshit. I'm just trying Stan Store right now. So, long story short, I challenge you to publish a page where you can measure a result, and that some of you guys may know the KPI that you measure as a CPA, cost per action, or CTA, whatever you want to call it, cost per action instead of a click, right? So publish a page that you can measure how many emails did I get versus the amount of visitors that I got, where I can test a conversion rate, okay? And we're going to get a little bit more into how you do that here in a second. But let me share the screen with you on the back end so you can actually see what this little tool can do for you if you just want to, publish a minimal viable product. Okay. The reason I'm not on video is because I'm in my dirty garage right now and I'm in the process of cleaning it up. So bear with me, and bear with me on the weed eater sounds. Okay. So this is my new Stan Store. I'm just testing it out here. Most of these visits are likely from myself, right? And then 2 leads, which were from myself testing. I think I set this up. I haven't been active in it other than just looking at it. So this tells me roughly how many visitors I have. I can plug in Google Analytics and all this stuff if I want to, and really freaking put pixels on here. It does take pixels and all that stuff. But let's just start with the very beginnings of how to freaking launch your first product to, make a lead magnet or make some type of value for someone to take action on so you can measure it. Okay. if I go in here to Stan Store and I look at my store and I look at this is my product I'm working on, and this is the one I'm working on for Joseph. Oh boy, this weed eater's gonna kill me, boy. All right, so this is the product I made, and you see here. What I want to do is make a landing page that I can put some copy on, though, because that's the short end of it, right? Let's do this. I'm going to pause for a moment and go get some water and stuff. Check in on my got an inbox here of people that are trying to buy something from me. Let me check on that, and then these weed eaters will be done, and I'll come right back to you. Go take a break. Here in the video, just fucking come back on the next one, and I'm going to show you how we're going to publish this thing for Joseph so he can start collecting emails and selling his program that he wants to sell. I'll be right back with you.
Does anyone have any more questions? If not, let's move on to the next topic of discussion.
let's go to our handy dandy ChatGPT to answer a couple questions that I was texted while I was out. And by the way, I'm about to drop a comment and pin it here. I tend to leave this thing pretty much live while I'm working, and then you can send me a text to my Google Voice number or my cell phone if you want me to come up if I'm out playing grab ass or something like that. My real intention with this video is to capture an audience so that way anyone who watches this for longer than 30 seconds may be a little bit more interested in my weirdness than others are, right? If you come in and out for 5 seconds on this, it's like trying to see what the hell Scott was doing, but it makes no sense. I'm out. 30 seconds or longer is like I'm trying to figure out a little bit, and then 5 minutes or longer, you might have a good idea of what the fuck I'm doing here, and I might want to talk to you, so shoot me a message in the inbox. All right. More rock star down the gullet. All right, so I'm gonna cue those questions up for a little bit because I think I may be able to answer this for you by showing you. So I'm gonna cue those questions up. Let's see. Bear with me. This is only my, I think, second day in my little outhouse out here, so I'm still getting my monitors and stuff set up. Okay, so here's my copy. I've got, hey there, champ. Ever wanted a peek inside the playbook of a ChatGPT maestro? That's a little too cocky, but that's all right. Say no more. Through sweat, grit, and precisely 300 hours, I crafted the custom instruction. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't really follow any type of framework. It's not David Ogilvy's best work ever. It's not fucking. It doesn't even have it's not ADA framed or anything like action, interest, etc. There isn't a model that I'm following. I just simply last night went through ChatGPT and asked it a bunch of questions to develop this little copy for. If you don't have a landing page up where you're capturing emails, telephone numbers, or delivering some type of value to your marketplace, then I don't want to hear any excuses for you about that copy doesn't meet some type of criteria that it has to meet to be published, because as of right now, you have a zero criteria, 0 leads, 0 customers, 0 sales, and 0 pieces of copy that need to be validated. As of right now, I've got 1, okay? Or Joseph, if I'm Joseph. And by the way, I've got hundreds for myself, thousands, I'm sure. All right, so I just had ChatGPT kind of develop out this little thing last night. Blah, blah, blah. I went through a lot of stuff to get it here. If you guys want the custom instructions that I used on this to make it write better for me, and if you're a high-paid consultant, agency founder, independent consultant, agency or studio founder, or a high-paid coach that does really well with professionals, shoot me a message or a text, and we'll connect up. So that way you can see these instructions. I'll shoot them over to you for free because I think you're going to be surprised by the output that it gives to you on a lot of questions. Okay, back to the job here. So here's the copy we got. We're going to go over to Stand Up Store, and I don't even know what tab I was just sharing. Let's see. Okay, we're still at. All right, let's go over to Stand Out Store, and I'm going to start from the top, okay? We're going to start from the top, and the only thing I've done is I created this product here. All I did was go down here, add product, and I filled in this stuff right here, okay? I did email, and then I've got a prioritizing system in this. Technically, I don't want to really have any more form fields than just email or cell phone number, whichever one you're capturing. I don't even need your name, to be honest, because I can get that in the follow-up sequence easily enough, or I can attach it to other data I've got. But Stand Store does have another limitation of the other two I talked about. The first one being that you can't use a custom domain yet. It is in one of their top feature requests. The other one is what was the other one that was bad? So you can't, you got to mask it with a domain forwarder. What was the other one? There was another bad limitation on their branding. Oh, it's got the banner on my homepage, even though I've got it turned off and I paid for the account. I don't know. Big deal. I get affiliate commission. So go to scot.agency, click on the thing to sign up. It's free for 2 weeks. You can use it just like I'm using it for 2 weeks for free. And by the second week, if you ain't got a sale made, then you're stupid. So I don't want to hear nothing about your little $30 a month thing to take payments and stuff with. This will hook up to Stripe, PayPal. I don't know. I don't think it does third-party merchant support, but that's fine. There's another one called Gumroad. You can look up Gumroad that pretty much does the same thing in a different way. use whatever the fuck you want. Just publish something that has a button on it that you can measure the actions. Cost per action. How much did it cost you to get somebody to click that button to do something and move them in the next step of your funnel? Did it cost you $4 on fucking Facebook? $0, $23? I don't fucking know how much your cost per acquisition is, and nor do you until you have something up to check it. Okay. So we're going to go over here to this product that I made. Okay. We're going to click the little, what I call ellipses, this little menu on the right side. And that gives us these options here. And then this lets us control where it sits at in our overall store. So if I go to this right here is unpublished, by the way. This is my coaching product. If you do want to work directly with me, it's 13 grand. Just hit me up. Okay. So we go over here to, I'm still learning this too, but let's go to funnels and let's go to create a new funnel. All right. So what a funnel is in Stan Store is it lets us create multiple pages and link them together. For example, instead of just seeing submit your email to get the custom instructions, now you're going to see an actual landing page that has copy on it. All right. So I want to collect emails and applications right here. Very simple. Okay. Hang on a second. What is that? I haven't done a privacy. How would I say that? An audit to see. Like I haven't done any cleaning of my desktop, so I don't want to share anything that might be sensitive. Hang on one second while I log back in over here. I got all kinds of weird stuff on here you guys don't need to see on LinkedIn or Twitch or whatever, right? Facebook, whatever this is going to. So let me turn off the monitor for just 1 second until I... Okay. Let's go over here to... Yeah, I'll just show you the offer again. I'll show you the offer again. Here you go. Okay. Let me log in under Stan over here. Choose an image. I don't want y'all to see nothing you don't need to see. 1920 by 1080. So let's go. 1920 by 1080. That's 1080p, right? So I'm going to select 1920 x 1080. Sorry you can't see this right now. I've got sensitive information in here. Just hang tight for a second, okay? Hang tight for 1 second, my friends. I swear you'll be just fine. All right, I want to do, what I'm doing right now is logging into Canva, and I'm going to make a banner for the top of my thing, and I'm going to show you how to do that once I get in here. I've got client projects up on Canva, weird projects you don't need to see, all kinds of stuff, so just hang tight. If you want to pay me 13 grand and do one-on-one coaching with me, then I'll show you everything that's in my Canva account. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't you worry. Although the funny thing is anybody that pays me 10 grand a month or more doesn't want to see my Canva account. They want to see my bank account. So it's a big difference in that, isn't there? They don't care if I've got freaking slave trade going on in my Canva account as long as their checking account's getting fat. That's what we're focused on. And, well, what we do does have to follow my 3 guiding principles, and that's legality, ethics, and personal passion. Personal passion just means you want to fucking do it. So if it's not legal, it's not ethical, and I don't want to do it, I'm definitely not fucking doing it, or I'm doing something against my will, right? You're doing something stupid if it fucks up all those 3. If it's legal, it's ethical, and you don't want to do it and you still do it, you're just weak probably, or you're doing somebody a favor. You're not really doing it for yourself, but you're still doing it. Maybe it's for a good reason. Maybe it's not. That's up to you to decide. If it's illegal and it's ethical and you want to do it, you just got to make sure you don't get caught, because if you do, you're going to lose your freedom in another way, right? I'm not suggesting you do anything illegal. My 3 are legal, legality, ethics, and personal passion. As of 6 months ago, I've really honed in on those 3 things. A lot of people will say, well, yeah, of course it's got to be legal to do it. No, that's not the case. You do something illegal almost every day, if I had to make a gander. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the librarian. You probably are doing something you could get a traffic stop for, or you might do something by accident. Right? But in your decision making, if it's illegal, then it's probably not a good idea. If it's illegal and it's unethical, it's definitely not a good idea. And if you still want to do it, that just means you probably shouldn't be even giving it any energy. Just if you want to do it and it's illegal and it's unethical and you really want to do it, just put it on the table for later. You know what I mean? And then when you go back to it, put it on the table for later again. Now, if it's legal and it's ethical and you don't want to do it, we said that one. If it's legal and it's unethical and you want to do it, but it's legal, that's up to you. That's like shady business practices that aren't really something that, you could get called in and thrown in jail for, like some shit that Donald Trump would do. He would take a fucking piano store and just wax them and hit them with the invoice later. I'm not saying I don't like Donald Trump. I'm not saying I do like him. I'm saying that is a real story of what he's done, and I can verify that shit. But wiped out a little personal family piano business to furnish some kind of stuff. Some type of real estate. He got some grand pianos made and shit, and just waxed him for the other half of the invoice, which he does a lot of apparently. That is legal if you've got high powered enough attorneys, and it's unethical and he wants to do it, but he still does it. That's the difference in Donald Trump and somebody else that might be a better leader. He's a good leader in business, probably, if that's what you want to subscribe to, but he would be an even better leader if he could do things that were legal, ethical, and he wanted to do those things. Unfortunately for him, a lot of things he wants to do are unethical, like grab him by the pussy. All right, so that's unethical to grab people by the pussy. But he wants to do it, and it's illegal too, and he still did it. So moving the fuck on, right? Let's go back to where we got off on that rant. Let's go to the little header thing. Make this little image real quick. So I don't know. I just grabbed a random template, and since I know the top of this stand.store, here comes the freaking weed eaters again. Stand.store is 1080, 1920 by 1080. I just search for desktop wallpaper. We get same format. Okay. Now inside of desktop wallpaper, I'm going to search for ChatGPT, AI, purple. I like purple today. I'm going to make Joseph fuck with purple. Let's see this one. That's cool, man. I like it. Looks like Halo. Let's do that one's cool. Boom. Yeah. Make it like this and make it huge. What do we say that our motto is here? Put that up at the top and center that bad boy up. Excuse the weed eater sounds, guys. I'm working out of the garage today. Sorry about that. Landscaper's over. Okay, drop this boy right here. I'm going to put... All right, we want to stretch this bad boy out a little bit. Ignore those weed eaters, guys. Sorry about that. Guys and gals. If you're watching this on a restream, thank you so much for coming to check this out. Shoot me a message and just let me know that you're following along and it's something of value. That would be cool, you know? Be cool. I haven't done this in a while. All right, let's rotate this to center it. And then let's also reduce this little party here. Let's add a line break right here. Okay. I have no idea what this crap is, man. I hate picking out fonts and stuff. I don't even care about this. I just want it to go up. And that's one of my problems. I'm a great designer, but I just don't give a shit about the font. I'm not going to even lie. Oy vey. Let's do... I don't even know how this is going to line up yet. Is it high paid or highly paid? I don't know. I'm just going to leave it high paid. I like it that way. You're a high paid motherfucker now. All right, let's go ahead and let's go back to our funnels over here. Okay, that's our little image that we made to replace this one with. I'm downloading it right now, so bear with me. Let's see, download it, and we're going to upload it over here, okay? And bear with me while I get it uploaded, just hang tight. Okay, upload our own photo into Stand Store for this. See how it ends up looking. Boom. All right, let's take a look. Now, this is the little template they give you, and this is our AI accelerator, okay? Now, I would probably like to put that subhead into bullets now that I see how it's formatted. But for right now, we're rolling with this. Go in and edit it later when you got time to fuck with it, when you got time to pull bullets out, etc. So it gives you a template here. Here's the heading, here's the body, and then here's your form fields and the file that you deliver, okay? So first thing we're going to do is change this right here, right? Let's go back to my products. I'm going to save this. So I'm going to save a draft here. Save as draft. I'm going to go back and look at my products here and figure out what I use for this one already. So okay. I'm curious. I wonder what ChatGPT thinks about that headline. Let's ask it. Let's ask it what it thinks about this headline. Oops, I forgot to put it. I did forget it, ChatGPT. I'm sorry. ChatGPT Quick Start Guide. That's pretty good. I don't need to put. I like talking to ChatGPT like my little secretary, man. I'm sure I've relieved a lot of people in my life. Just send me a message if it's one of you bugging you with this shit. Look at this. ChatGPT is working for me. High ticket agency blueprint, premier guide for retainer rocket. That's cool. I like that name though. I'm gonna put. See, here's a little trick. Now, you guys that are really smart with ChatGPT that know more than I do about the specifics of the technology, might be a better way to bookmark this stuff. But what I do is I type in "I like." That way, later on, I can go back in my history, and if, let's say, I woke up this morning, didn't know what I was going to do today, I would search my search history, my ChatGPT query history, and search for the fucking keywords uh, I like. And guess what it's going to do? I'll show you in a minute. It'll pull up 100 different of these instances of things that I can work on for the day. If I want to launch a business, I'll type "I like" in my downtime. I'll type "I like," and it'll say, "Oh, here's all the stuff that I bookmarked." I could put another fucking priority on it too. I could say "work later" or "send to" or "brainstorm more," whatever. And then just keep a list of your keywords, and then you can search your query history. So anyway, I like Retainer Rocket for later, but for this product, I want to use, let's see, ChatGPT Agency Accelerator. Some instructions for coaches. All right, fuck it. Let's go with that as a name for right now. Let's see. Make it into a 1 or 2 word product name. GPT growth. That's cool. I like it. I'm going to see if I can give me some mottos going here. Agency advantage. That's sick. Look at that. Propulse. That's pretty cool. Client captivator. That's interesting. Success system. Strategic solution mastery method. That's cool. I'm going to use agency advantage. I like Chet Holmes' daughter, by the way. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but man, she used to post in the digital marketer private groups a lot. And, she took over her father's publishing business and stuff after he passed away. God rest his soul. Chet Holmes, one of the most amazing salespeople in the world and marketers and stuff. Let's see. Hey there, Challenger. Everyone, Splendid Trading. It's Chet Holmes Friday. Oh, that's great. An evolution of that legacy. That's pretty cool. So I just kind of wanted to go through the process of how I would create a product name, start to get a good flow for packaging up the products, and then write the basic ass sales pages, right? We have this copy already for Joseph's, but there are some good examples. If you want to send me a text or a private message when you're watching this at 3 a.m. tomorrow or something, just message me, dude. I'm not going to bite you. I'm not going to sell you something unless you fucking need to buy it. Now, if you need to buy it, I'm going to sell it to you or you're going to fuck off. That's essentially how this thing works. So I'm going to go ahead and paste the, and by the way, it's no big deal either way if you fuck off or if you buy from me, if I have something for sale. I don't know that I'll sell you something. I don't know that I won't, but we'll see how it works when we talk. Send me a message. All right, so here we go. Get my copy and use the logic. I like that sub actually. And then here's the info, right? Okay. So let's go back up to my copy I had that I got rid of that I like better. Would this copy beat my like completely 100% custom copy that I would write for Joseph in a test? Fuck no, it's not going to beat my copy, dude. Sorry, you guys, but if you think ChatGPT is going to write your sales letters and they're going to convert higher than a fucking elite level copywriter, you're in the wrong. ChatGPT is great though for creating frameworks or articulating frameworks to other audiences. Like if I have to share a project proposal for someone that is at a different understanding level, I can tell it, write this out as if it were someone at that understanding level and pitch it to them for me, right? Things like that. And we'll talk more about what it's good at later too. So don't worry, just hang around, make sure you're getting live notifications and stuff like that. Let's go to, I see stuff like that a lot, don't I? Let's go to funnels. That's where we were at. I got sidetracked. So let's go to create new funnel. I'm going to be collecting those applications. Okay. Go to choose my image. Okay. This is really not good copy. I'm not going to even lie, but you can edit it later, Joseph. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it, bro. Let's see. Copy. And yes, I did do that a couple times actually. I ain't gonna lie. Did it a few times, my friends. Yes, I do have a vanity phone number that I use sometimes. Yes, I do. I'll always have this number. I've had it for 15 years probably. It's a fucking Google Voice number. Um, Let me add this back down here. I'm gonna add a PS. I need to rewrite this. I don't want to do that. Um, PS. Hey guys, I did have. I'm working with Joseph on this. Joseph wants to teach ChatGPT because he's really good at it. He doesn't have a process set up though. He needs a landing page and so forth, right? So he can create an email list and everything else, and sell stuff eventually. Mentors. Guys don't know what plan, do, publish, capture, plan, do is, then you are behind the eight ball, guys. Plan means you fucking plan you're going to do it. Do it means you're going to fucking do it. And you might want to put do in front of plan depending on how froggy you feel. All right. And then publish means that you're going to put it online like I'm doing right now. I'm publishing this video. Capture means get feedback. It means look at your data, look at your comments, look at your whatever you are considering your capture, right? Your number of sales, whatever you want to use to capture. And then you're going to do what? You're going to plan and do this fucking same thing again, but you're going to iterate it with more clarity and with more power because you have feedback now. You're going to reiterate by planning again based on your feedback, right? That you captured. Okay. Then you're going to do again. You're going to do the work again on your own, like I'm doing now. And then you're going to publish it like I'm doing in this video. I'm publishing my work. Okay, and then you're going to capture, plan, do, publish, capture, plan, do, right? Because the number of iterations that you can do of this per day or per whatever time interval that you want to set is going to determine the amount of time that you can move and the pace or velocity at which that time is going to move for you. So if time is taking forever for you to get your goals or get what you want in life or make enough money or get a job or get promoted or get a girlfriend or get a house, a car, whatever it is for you, right? Or to get your first employee, your 10th employee, your 100th. I've been through all that shit before, okay? I go through it all the time. I'm starting a new business once a week probably. And, 1 out of 10 makes me $1 million and the other 9 lose me $9 million each. Just kidding. So anyway, if you want to learn how to do things more quickly, then just push them through this process, this iteration of plan, do, publish, capture, plan, do. And the way that you measure how quickly that you're doing that is velocity. That means how many of these iterations that you can efficiently do in whatever given time period. Can I do my process quicker than you? The plan, do, capture, plan, do, publish, capture, right? Can I do mine more quickly than you can? And I can get more iterations of it in a daytime. That means I have gained more experience in my business than you have. And that means that I've essentially created more value in the marketplace than you have. If you have planned something and then did it, but you never published it, and I've planned, do, publish, captured, and then planned and did again and continue the iterations again, the iteration, and I continue the cycle, and I did it 43 times in the amount of time you never published one thing, I am now 43 times more infinitely ahead of you than ahead in the game than you are because I have all of this information and intel, and the offer you're looking at that I'm going to publish when you go try to copy my stuff, it has been formed over things that you have no fucking clue about. Okay, so you copying it might get you some results in the short term, but if you don't understand this process, you're never going to catch the fish yourself. You're just going to keep stealing my fish, and that gets old for your customers after a while when you just start copying everything I do and not understanding the process that I teach you. Okay, so let's go and rewrite this thing because I don't like the PPS on this guy. Let's do a new one, and we're going to write this and make it make sense. Make it much shorter, but don't remove any important details. What's everybody working on today anyway? Anybody have any interesting projects? Y'all are watching my desktop. All right. Absolutely. I built, oh God, don't, Jesus Christ. Stop. Sorry. Not to use the Lord's name in vain. Do not, oh shit. I gotta actually paste. I don't want it to use my custom instructions. I'm kind of making this for Joseph. Collaborating with a colleague, we've tailored these instructions for high earning agency founders, coaches, and consultants. Users if you're performing well, but need presented tasks like framework development. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. I like it. Now, is there a proven framework to use for formatting or publishing my P.S and P.SS? I don't really know because I don't know the copywriters from Success Magazine, from Agora, they would come to me to ask me how to do their shit. So I don't really know if there's a framework for this. Oh, here you go. The postscripts it's called the subsequent postscript. Okay. The PS and subsequent postscripts, PPS and PPPPS, etc. In direct mail offers have been classic tools for decades. They are often some of the most read parts of a letter. Here's a streamlined framework that you can employ. Interesting. Attention grabbing, okay? The PS should immediately recapture the reader's attention, especially if they've skimmed or skipped parts of the main content. Let me see that. It doesn't immediately grab my attention. Okay, how about this? Um, Guys, if you're doing all the work yourself, like to create a rough draft, you're being silly with ChatGPT. Have it do the work for you. This is just a rough draft. Of course, okay. PS, just to grab attention back for a moment. Look at that, rewrote it. If you're a top tier agency founder, coach, or consultant looking to elevate your operations, this is for you. You're already doing well, but with this specifically tailored ChatGPT instruction, the intricacies like precise framework development. Oh, that's way too much of a mouthful. Use the framework, but be more like. Use simple words, bro. Explain it to me like I'm a fifth grader, right? Hey, Rockstar, miss some details. If you're a high-flying agency bigwig or consultant, I crafted something that's pretty much your next secret weapon. That's better. Think you're good now? Just wait. And just between us, this is some random tool. I pumped 300 hours of this bad boy. That's cool. All right, less cocky though. Uh, okay, which let's see what that does today. I'm starting to get overheated out here. I'm about to have to cool off inside for a minute. It's hot as hell out here. I think I'm at. It's freaking. Well, today's the coolest day it's been in a while, but in the garage it's a little warm. P.S. Hey there, skim past the details. If you're an agency head honcho or consultant, I've got a little something that'll give you an edge. You're already stellar, but why not shoot for the stars? Oh, and because I'm feeling generous, after you hit submit here, you're in for a treat. A bonus offer awaits on the next page, and trust me, it's worth a click. After all, it's been refined over 300 hours with the help. That works for me for right now. I'm just going to drop that in for right now. That way we can keep it moving, guys. Okay. I could write this copy, the rough draft, 100 million times, and it's going to be the same pretty much thing. At this point, I would probably dump it into like my Ada framework and some other ones that I have templates for. If you guys want those templates, they're going to be on the thank you page. So this PPS is where you're going to get the templates for frameworks for writing actual sales letters like attention, interest, decision, action, right? Ada. Or there's several other ones that I've got frameworks for. Okay, so if you want those templates to plug into ChatGPT, I don't know the technical way that we should be doing this, like chatbots or something, all I'm going to do is give you the 1,500 characters for the custom instructions and some examples of prompts in the package, and then you can go in and do all your chatbots and fancy shit if you want to do all that. I don't know, but I'm doing it the best that I can with what I have that I know about, and I don't want to make things too confusing for people who are just getting started too. I just started learning ChatGPT probably 2-3 months ago, I think. Okay. I don't need this in here because the call to actions on the actual thing. Hang on. Okay, so this letter I wrote last night isn't good at all. This is terrible. Jesus Christ. That's terrible, man. Okay, I at least have to have the call to action line up. Hang on a second. I know this is a rough draft, but my Lord. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. I got to check my text in a second. She's blowing up. Dear recipient's name, elevate your agency. Guess what? I check them on my time because I don't respond to notifications actively. And if it's a fucking phone call, I'll answer it. I answer every phone call. So if you call me on the phone, I don't care if you're a bill collector or a fucking doctor from Canada got the wrong number, I'm going to answer the phone. Elevate your agency, coaching, or consulting process with a tool tailor-made for the elite. Tool that's I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Make it a bit longer, mate. Oh my god, this is terrible, man. This is so terrible. I'm not going to use the actual tool on this video because it would give a lot away and you need to download it. It's like, just looking at this copy, I'm thanking the Lord that I have that stuff set up. Jesus, this is what most people are getting with just a little bit of instructions, huh? And my own esteemed practice. Okay. Stop being Chet Holmes and write it like you're a top paid independent agency founder and motherfuckers. I dare somebody to show me a bigger month that they've had from their belt buckled down. I'm just kidding. Navigating the dynamic landscape of agency leadership and consultancy. Been there. As someone who's been in the trenches and emerged triumphantly, I know that refining toolkits is non-negotiable. I said, don't be fooled by some places of game-changing stuff tailored to Kate like us. Feels almost unfair how it makes everything is. It is kind of copy paste. If you know how to use it correctly, it can be copy and paste easy, guys. You could do coaching calls with this if you know how to ask the right questions and deliver and communicate the right solutions. It's not copy and paste and read what it tells you and you can get paid for it. No, you have to still change people's lives and businesses, right? Let me throw in a little buzz. I do like that. Between client meetings, team huddles, and strategic deep dives, we are perpetually crunched for time. Okay. I like that one. That piece, anyway. Okay. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to pull up my tool because this sucks. I'm going to pull up my tool that I add on top of ChatGPT. These custom instructions as well that you can get by just either texting me or opting in right there at scot.agency for Joseph. Joseph's going to send them to you here in a bit. I'm going to use my little secret weapon that you're going to get, and let's compare copy to see what it looks like from this versus one that I actually told how to write using some frameworks that I know, right? Like Ada and some others, right? And really, this is my secret recipe as of like 2-3 months ago that I started learning this to develop and execute on and then publish real viable, minimal viable products and VPs that can cash flow within 24 hours. Like if you're not a silly dumbass, things don't have to take all month to do. Doesn't have to take all year to get you a fucking funnel put up. All right. If you just watch what I'm doing, you could really focus and hone your attention down. Then send me a private message and I'll probably help you out personally if you're a decent person, right? All right, let's see. No, I don't want to upgrade to Pro because I already did that. That's the one problem with this fucking thing. The deal with SaaS, man, SaaS is just really blown up. You guys know software as a service, right? Everything's changed over from costing $4,000 one time or $400 one time to fucking $49.99 a month for the rest of your life. And excuse my grumpiness about it, but when BMW tells you it's $30 a month or 18, whatever it costs me to heat my fucking car seats every month without me hacking the app, I'm a little irritated at that point because it's built into my fucking car. But on the other hand, the salesperson explains it like, well, would you rather pay for that cost up front because it was going to be there anyway, or would you rather pay for it in monthly installments on your car note? Well, I would just rather understand what the cost of it is and then decide it for myself if I want the heated seats. I don't want them included, and then I either have to or don't have to pay for them because that's just silly. All right, let's go back here for a second. I need to write some copy. And I'm sorry I can't use the stuff that's... I'm going to use my custom instructions and so forth, all right? Let me make sure I have the right voice on here. I have some voices saved as well that are good. I'll share with you. Just send me a message. I'll shoot you a little get started kit. But I want to work with you too. If you're using ChatGPT to write copy and you ask me for some resources for free that I develop, I'm going to ask you what you're working on. I'm going to ask you maybe jump on a call if it's interesting, and I might figure out a way that we could work together. I may not. I don't know. So don't think you're just going to download my shit and fuck off because unless I don't like you. If I don't like you, then I'm really going to tell you to fuck off. I swear I will. Bullet point to blog section. This is terrible. All right, we're just going to leave this here. Joseph, when you get this, I don't know if you're watching now or not. Maybe when you watch it later, then go ahead and edit your copy, man. This is terrible copy. I hate leaving it like this, but I got to get going here in a second. Um, I think I wanted to copy this part though. All right, we're almost done, guys, and I'm going to jet out of here. So keep your focus real quick. Let's let's publish this, and that way you can go to it. If you want to see it right now, go to www.scot.agency instead of .com. It's .agency. Um, I don't even like that PS, to be honest. I'm going to skip their framework that they told me to use. I don't like that. No, I'm going to leave it because you said to. ChatGPT told me to leave that framework, and I like that it catches the attention. Joseph Halsworth, guys, I'm telling you, go look him up on Facebook if you need help with ChatGPT, if you need help with live video selling on OfferUp or whatever these other sites are, TikTok. Joseph is a freaking monster at doing live sales of physical products. I watched this guy sell. Well, he got $20 out of me too on his TikTok or OfferUp or whatever it was. Right? I'm not going to tell you what he does, but he is a younger guy. I think he's in his early 30s. I've known him for a long time. He was a past client of mine. Back in the day, he would take coaching from me to do various things, and we've stayed in touch. And he's a cool kid. I like him a lot. I am obviously, you know, I obviously trust him and like him because we're writing a fucking sales page for him, and I'm putting it on my live stream. So I really want to see him create an inbound funnel, if you want to call it that, or have an inbound part of his business where people can come in, show them that they are interested. So if that's you listening to this, freaking or watching this, go text me at 478 Scott or 706-478-SCOT, that's 7268, or just go to www.scot.agency, www.scot.agency, click on the ChatGPT thing, put your email in there, and I'll have Joseph reach out to you. You'll get the custom instructions. You're not going to get them this second because I'm going to package them up. They're developed, but they're not packaged yet. So hang tight. You're going to get a text shortly or an email, whatever you select. And in the meantime, go on to my little banner at the bottom and sign up for a Stand Store account so you can publish just like I am here. This is one of the easiest ones I've used. Gumroad's pretty easy too, but you can find it's free to set it up for 14 days, and I think it's like $30 a month or something like that. But it gives you the funnels, emails, appointment calendars, everything is all in here. Pretty nice little design too. All right, this. I'm not going to say all that. Okay, I don't know how to say that. Let's see. Let's rewrite it with chat. I'm getting hot out here. Getting about time to take a break for a minute and go stretch. So I might be losing my finesse here for a second. It's 120 degrees out here, so my laptop is overheating on this freaking table out here. I need to go grab me a fucking air conditioning for the garage. I just haven't researched them yet. High-paid agency founder, coach, or solo consultant. This chat quiz is an immediate must-have for your arsenal. There we go. I like that one actually. That's a good one. Okay, I like that one for Joseph Subhead for his AI product. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh, I wasn't even sharing that screen with you guys. Sorry. Okay. Well, all right, let's see what we got here in our form fields here. Let's see what we got. Let's do a drop down because we want to sort the leads we're going to get, right? Option 1 is going to be um, agency founder. Option 2 is going to be coach. Option 3 is going to be consultant. There we go. Make sure you put an other in there because if somebody doesn't match up, then you're screwed, right? And then redirect to a URL. So we're going to grab Joseph's Messenger URL, and hopefully, Joey Pooey, hopefully if you're watching this, you know you're about to get some messages, man, because I don't have a resource to send right now. All right, let's go to view profile, and let's get Joseph's Facebook Messenger link. Let's see. Okay, let me remember how to do that. So I think you go to start in view profile. I think you go to messenger.com, right? No, it's fb.me, I think. fb.me, I believe. No, it's not fb.me. So here's an interesting chat conversation. Anybody watching this live? Hugo hit me up earlier. Well, I hit him up, I should say. And I wanted to kind of show somebody an easy way to now the mailman's here. This is the loudest street in the world. I wanted to show exactly how I could reach out to somebody who's posted in a public or private Facebook group and then, trying to hire a media buyer or some bullshit. He said he wanted to hire somebody to run his ads for him and go high level, which means he's never sold it yet, sold his product. So this is a good message you guys can swipe from me. Hey, Hugo, saw your post in the FB group. I don't want to take you on as a client, but I have a keen interest in the target market you mentioned, which was Airbnb host you happen to mention. If you've been selling to this vertical already and have a product that's sold, let's chat for a few minutes later today. Maybe I have some interesting FB ad strategies to help your new media buyer. And of course, we can swap experiences selling to Airbnb host. So what does that do? It means not interested in trying to sell you a media buyer or any kind of ads shit, because I'm not. I am interested in understanding your strategy or looking at your audience insights and other things like that. If you have some value to share on the call, if you don't, you can buy my thing. Okay, so he said, "Hi, Scott. The product is not yet selling yet." Ooh, wait a second now. Holy guacamole! So, can you please clarify what are you looking for? We don't have any strategy yet and not selling yet. I am afraid. No worries. Would you like one? Simple. No worries. Would you like one? Yes. Boom. Okay. Moving on. So that's for somebody who posted in a group and they're trying to figure out how to run ads for their offer that they made up off the top of their head for an audience they have no clue about, probably, and so on and so forth. They need a lot of help, right? All right. That's just crazy. Okay. Let's go back to, let me go. I think it's messenger.com. Let's see. Trying to figure out how to get Joseph's direct message link. So when you click it, it opens up his Messenger account. One moment. I'm finding it right now, okay? I don't want to share my inbox more than I already did because some of that stuff is sensitive. Not that I care, but they might care. Right? Not that I care, but they could care. Customize chat. I don't know. Let's just make a new group chat on Facebook. And let's Joseph. Make it with Joseph. And then well, how do you make a freaking permalink? I forget. Or what's the structure for it? What is the structure for Facebook Messenger permalinks? I think it's fb.me Scott Smith, maybe? Let's try that. Is it messenger.com / Scott Smith? Return. All right, now I'm going to get stuck for 2 seconds. I hate technology, man. And I love it too. I don't remember how Facebook does the permalinks. Just bear with me. Cookie settings, about, preferences. Okay, how about we just do this? How to perma open FB messages. This is a simple one though. I used to remember how to do it. I'm just having a brain fart. Damn YouTube videos. Can you just type it out in 2 seconds? What's the... Yeah, I know. I know it will. It is very useful. Give me the URL format, you dorky poo. I'm about to get road rage on a YouTube video. This always happens. Yeah, show me. For your freaking tutorial, you got to be joking, bro.
Welcome to Websites for Beginners. Here I have another example of this, and very basic, and I even use a standard icon, and as I click on it, it's going to open the messenger for me. How exactly do I go about this, that I can set it up that it can open directly and that people can speak to me while on the mobile device, tablet, or on desktop? It all starts with a very simple little link that you're going to use, m.me/ and then your Facebook profile name. In my case, I'll put my name there or whichever company or my business page that I want to do. What I've done here is on this icon that I've created, I'll go to the area where you can add a link, contain a link, and then in the link, I've put the m.me/ and my Facebook.
So watch this, guys. It's pretty cool. If I go to m.me/ I don't know if you all knew this, but it's m.me/ your username, Facebook profile name, and it's going to pull up a direct to... Oh, don't want to see that. That is sensitive. All right, so it's going to pull up a window directly messaging to that person, right? It's awesome. You can use your own. For example, right now, here, let me put it in the captions here. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go back over here to my funnel. I'm going to, I need to share the screen again. Okay. Okay, so we're back in our little standout store. If you're just jumping in, go to www.scot.agency, and you can also sign up for Stand Store there as well. All right, if you want to publish like I am right now for Joseph. So here we go. We've got our Geedy Geek, our Geedy Gook, and now I'm going to redirect to URL, and I'm going to send them to Joseph when they click this. So link shown to customer. Okay, there we go. So there's my call to action. Send a quick note to Joseph. Uh-oh, what do we got? Oh. Okay. Redirect to Joseph. Publish it. Now we're published. Let's check this joker out. All right. So we've got our landing page. Let's check it out. And let's go to funnel URL. Okay. Oh, only underscores. Make sure you change your URL structure if you want. Okay. All right, so now what do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? Let's go to advanced. Promo video and customer reviews. Oh my goodness, we don't have one yet. Okay. You have one for me, though. You've got a review for me for sure. Because you, Joseph hooked it up. Let's go in and let me. I'm going to go with. There's an image. All right. So Joseph helped me out a lot with this. Joseph always commits to doing the very best he can with what he has available to him now, but also has okay. That's good. Call to action. Uh, that is the one thing I'm usually afraid of. Typing in these form fields is like if I hit the back button by accident, it just erases all my copy. I don't care. I'm good at copy anyway. Fuck it. Call or text me directly anytime at. And please do let me know how your new instructions. Okay. I'm not going to put another link at the bottom of this. Actually, I don't need to do that. I only want to put one link here. Because guess what? Guess what sales emails have in them? Several links, right? I'm not going to connect it to MailChimp now, but you could, right? Publish it. Oops. So I'm right, so we're going to add the product file here. Here we go. All right, we got our page up, guys. We got our page up. Let's take a look at it, though. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's go advanced here. We have a promo video for it yet. We're still missing that. Had a confirmation email, did that one. Let's take a look. All right, so that's one version of it there. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to drop it in a comment here. Let me go and oh boy. You guys know that Squarespace has bought out Google domains apparently, and all of their domain registrar services. Look, Google no longer offers new domain registrations, but try Squarespace. Look at that, man. That sucks dick, huh? I like Google a lot. I like it a lot. Whoops, don't look at that. There's a lot of stuff to look at. Jesus Christ, Scotty boy. Jesus, you got to share all your fucking personal business, don't you? All right, let's see. That's some of it anyway. Let's manage my Scot.agency account. Dude, if you're going to take the time to pause this video, go look at my domains that I have in my cart and then go pull them up, you're wasting your time, man. But I would if I were you, probably. Just because I'm a curious little bastard. All right, let's see. I want to forward the crap. Okay, I want to go in here and forward this thing. So I want to do, I have no idea if I'm showing you sensitive information or not. Who cares, really? What are you really going to do, my friend? Where's forwarding it? There we go. So I've got forward path right here, and you notice it's going to forward to that. So I'm going to go look at my URL structure over at Stanstore, which looks like my funnel is this. And I'm just going to line up my backslashes, okay? So if I go to, this is my URL here. Whoops. I made that damn domain way too long, boy. Sweet. Okay. So here's what we do, okay? I want to go back and change my URL for that landing page because that's way too long. I'll tell you what I mean here in 1 second. Just bear with me. Look at these URLs here. So I want to go in here and edit this one, and I want to make this say ChatGPT 1. I don't know. Change funnel. I didn't even see that in there. Okay. Now, did you notice my URL structure right here is /chatgpt1? Inside my Google domains, if you come over here with me and just pay attention for 1 second, okay, this is important if you're interested in doing this stuff, all right? You go into your domain registrar, which is going to be no longer Google, unfortunately. I haven't registered another domain except for on GoDaddy, so I don't know how Square works on this stuff. Don't ask me questions about domain registration. I am not the Geek Squad. Go Google it, ask ChatGPT, whatever. All right, so I barely can mess with the tech stuff on my own stuff. All right, so if we go over here on ours, I do have the advanced option selected of forward the path as well. So since you can't do custom domains on StanStore, which is probably going to be a deal stopper for me, I don't know yet. Do the forward path. So if I go to scot.agency/about.html, it will forward to this structure. So if I go up here and look at my domain for Standout Store that it just outputted to me, which is right here, Scott Smith /chatgpt1. Let me show you. See the structure down here? I'm going to hit copy on that one. And I'm just going to replace my domain with Standout Store with my domain. So it's going to be www.scot.agency/chatgpt1. Okay. Let me go and add it into the thing. Okay. So you don't ever have to go into Google Domains and ever do that every time. Just select it once, and then now let's try it. www.scot.agency/chatgpt1. Let's see if it works. Well, would you look at that? Okay. It looks like we've got us a fucking product up here. AI Accelerator. Custom instructions for high-paid agency founders, coaches, and independent consultants. ChatGPT custom instructions for agencies and coaches. Here's our copy here. That's terrible. And this is a true testimonial, by the way. You guys that are going to work with Joseph, you are going to be blown away by what he knows about this crap. Custom instructions are amazing, etc. All right, here's my here's my question to sort out my categories. If I want to add another form field that says, are you ready to use ChatGPT in your business today, tomorrow, or next year, or something like that, then I could also prioritize my leads. But we're not going to have lead flow like that on this right now. I'm not stressed about it. Joseph can build it out later. So we did all that with Standout Store. If you go to Scott, I'm going to leave a comment with the URL right now. That way you guys that are watching later can check it out. Okay. There you go. Whoops, I think it should be HTTPS. Now we got a helicopter flying over us, man. Yeah, I love it. 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 Okay, so that's the story, and I'm sticking to it, guys. Let me publish that. Let me publish that link really quickly so you can see that.